Welcome back to the show. I am your host, Matt Weber, still with Steph Sconia to discuss some pre-Lent social media posts. Steph, before we get to the buzz, the faith buzz, as we call it, Lent, getting ready for it. I hear there's a big day coming up, not just Ash Wednesday, not just Valentine's Day, but a big personal milestone for you?
Yes. Well, my birthday's coming up in a couple weeks, so yeah, thank you. But yeah, Lent's coming up.
Is it either good or bad for you?
I think it varies from year to year. Yeah. Easter does tend to come up fast, but I think, Advent definitely goes quicker for me, I think. For sure. With all the Christmas preparation and stuff. Yeah. With Easter, I don't think you do.
And travel, too.
As much. Yeah, exactly. So you're making plans and everything. Yeah, Lent is a little more drawn out, I think, for me.
Yeah, it's also, I think, the weather, too. It's the doldrums of winter. But again, I hear that there's some resurrection coming.
Oh, yeah.
Springtime, folks!
Flowers.
It's buzz time. And you got some singing. Steph Sconia. Yeah, bees, because it's faith buzzed. Speaking of, tweet number 1. It is from Sister Margaret Carey, a daughter of St. Paul. We love the daughters of St. Paul. Our heart, our soul is too big to be happy with things which end. Only God can.
Yes, thank you always.
Who I think volunteer at the telethon every year.
Oh, yes.
Or I could be wrong. If I'm wrong, just, edit it out later, folks. Tweet number 2 from Catholic News Service. There are only 9 days until Lent. Deepen your understanding of the Lenten journey with the CNS Style Book. Of course, we're talking Lent. This is not solely devoted to Lent, but it's obviously what people are tweeting about.
Yeah.
What do you think about this?
Well, I'm ready to bring it in style, I think. Yeah, no, this is great. So this is a nice resource. I was trying to figure out exactly kind of like what this was. I think it answers a lot of...
How you use it, too?
Yeah. And so I think it would be good for Catholics and non-Catholics alike. Kind of like Catholic Answers, which I've been getting.
Thank God. Thank Jesus. I don't know if they were Catholic. I don't think they were, but it was nice to see God represented, in addition to people going to Disney World at the end of the Super Bowl. And this was not my team, the Eagles. But I was glad that they won. The Patriots have won a lot of Super Bowls.
I know.
And I was happy for the good people of Philadelphia, a lot of nice people down there, and including this this tweet, which represents that.
Yeah, I'd like to think, I'm nice, too, coming out of that area, right?
Well, you're from Pennsylvania.
From the Philly area,
Are you a huge Eagles fan?
I'm not a huge sports ball fan at all, but
sports ball.
But I like watching the Super Bowl. I think it's fun. I was in a room with 30 Patriots fans, so I was rooting for the Pats just for fun. But I have to say, it was pretty satisfying seeing
your brethren.
My guys win. Yeah,
it's brotherly and sisterly love down there, from what I've learned in Rocky.
I was proud.
And it certainly. I am not the kind of guy, and this is what I've told people, not the Red Sox, the Patriots have 6 Super Bowl rings.
Yeah.
The Eagles have how many?
0. Well, 1.
Now 1, but at the time 0. And I was just like, if I have $6 and someone has $0, and someone comes in and says, I have $1, who wants it? The guy was $0.
Yeah.
And I think that obviously football is not a socialistic experiment. It's very much capitalistic. But still, I'm happy with the Eagles. Congratulations.
5 rings.
5 rings. Oops.
Oopsie.
Keep it rolling. Are we still recording? Keep it rolling. I'm a human being. I make mistakes. And I was hoping it would be 6.
I wouldn't
Thank you, crew, for correcting me. Let's keep that in there. Adam Stone, the editor, wonderful editor. Tweet number 4 with our remaining time. Archbishop Jose Gomez. Ooh, we're going to have fact checkers on the next episode.
I know.
Weber is fake news. The Gospels, speaking of not fake news, the Gospels are written by disciples and for disciples. They are written so that we can feel the, quote, newness of what it was like for those first disciples to know Jesus, to hear his words, to witnesses his miracles, and to be the first to follow in his footsteps. What a great experience. That biography.
A really good story.
Great story, great work. I think when I was actually down in Baltimore, I passed this area. And
oh, did you?
I didn't have a chance to explore too much, but just really great to be celebrating this during Black History Month and every month, for sure.
Yes. Yeah, and we had a recent feast day, actually, of another one, St. Josephine Bakita, I think from the Sudan. I just read up on her, and and she's
that was
amazing
last Thursday.
Yeah. Yes, correct. Yeah.
Last Thursday was
February 8th,
day.
and and you know, hearing the stories of people accomplishing so much in the face of oppression and conflict and resistance, it's inspiring, of course.
Inspiring, and these are typically the not commercially viable or successful saints that people know about, and we're changing that here on the Lens. In addition to having. Friends, welcome back. I am excited to be back here and share with you all a story about meeting a childhood hero. Now, I know the show, I've talked to those who watch this show for many years. I've talked, yes, Elmo is a character, but also Elmo is an ideal. Elmo is a type of kindness that cannot change because Elmo is, by definition, a kind, furry monster. Charles, I don't know if you care about the Muppets as much as I do. Obviously, I'm devoting time on a TV show to talking about meeting Elmo, and I have done the same for Oscar the Grouch. But your heroes, who are they? Have you ever met one? And the question is, would you be disappointed if you were like, oh, I'm a huge fan of Governor Charlie Baker of Massachusetts, and then you meet them and you're like, he was actually not as nice as I thought he would be. Or like, I really want to meet Michelle Obama, and she's nicer than I thought. And that makes Elmo unique in that you can always kind of count on certain Muppets to be a certain way because they are written that way. And this is totally against dealing with normal human beings, but what also made this very special in meeting Elmo. I will say this much, I've met other individuals that I've considered artistic heroes of mine, authors, children's book authors and whatnot, who I have not enjoyed personal encounters with. And I have not been mature enough to separate my personal feelings towards an individual from the work that they produce, to the point where I do not read my daughter certain children's books written by a certain someone who was not super nice to me once, and I will not be naming names, folks. Has this ever happened to you? So you still
nothing much, just he was just interested in you, asked, you know, about what you were doing, how it was going, what you thought about X, Y, or Z. He might tell a joke, but it felt like a real conversation, and so that's someone that I can't look out without very happy memories, and someone who actual, the personal experience is actually greater than the reputation.
Same for me too. When I met Oprah and I interviewed Oprah, she was larger than life, and she's a big personality on TV. In real life, same thing. Feel like you're the only person in the room. Great listener, really kind person. It would have really stunk if Oprah was mean to me, and then I'd have to see her on her magazine, on her channel, in her movies. She's in A Wrinkle in Time coming up. I'd have to be like, this only reminds me of that time she was mean to me, which is totally unfair because guess what? Oprah's a human being, and so are we. And you know what? To some degree, Charles, I don't know. Maybe people watching this, maybe people who've been watching this show for 3 years would maybe say, perfect. Do you ever? Well, let me let you answer that. Are you perfect, Charles Green?
Well, apart from the tendency to treat those around me with unremitting cruelty and contempt, largely pretty good.
Be well. Happy life.
To most people, my grandfather, Vince Lombardi, was a great football coach. But my grandfather's legacy runs far deeper. As a devout Catholic and longtime member of the Knights of Columbus, Vince Lombardi built a legacy of faith and service for our family. Today, I'm proud to continue in my grandfather's footsteps as both an NFL coach and as a Knight of Columbus. Learn more about how you can build a lasting legacy of faith and service for your family by visiting KFC.org.